For 60 years, one of Marvel's greatest villains has been haunting our screens, showing up everywhere from Saturday morning cartoons to huge blockbuster films. But getting him right? Well, that's been a legendary challenge. Today, we're going to chart the long, complex, and honestly fascinating journey of Doctor Doom, from the comic book page to the biggest stage in the world. And we're going to ask a pretty simple question. Why has it been so darn hard to get him right?
And that really is the central question, isn't it? Doctor Doom is an absolute icon. We're talking a brilliant monarch, a scientific genius, and a master of the mystic arts. The guy is the total package. And yet, actually translating that weight, that gravitas from the comics to live action has proven to be, well, notoriously difficult. And this is why Doom's long screen history suddenly matters more than ever. With the news breaking that Robert Downey Jr., the man who literally built the MCU as Iron Man, is set to play its next great threat, Doctor Doom, well, the stakes for getting this character right have never, ever been higher.
Okay, so for anyone who might be new to the Lord of Latveria, here's the essential briefing. Created way back in 1962 by the legends Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, Victor Von Doom is the absolute ruler of his own country, a genius who's right up there with Reed Richards, and he's the #1 nemesis of the Fantastic Four. He's arrogant, he's brilliant, and he is totally convinced that he is the only person on Earth fit to rule the world.
Long before he ever stepped into a live-action movie, Doom's whole persona was really forged in animation. For more than half a century, cartoons were the proving ground where his voice, his menace, and that iconic look were first introduced to millions of us. Just look at this timeline. It's pretty incredible. From his very first appearance back in 1966, all the way to a surprise cameo in 2024's X-Men '97, Doctor Doom has been this constant presence on television. He's been menacing superheroes for nearly 60 years, which is just a huge testament to his staying power as a top-tier villain. And, while he's appeared in dozens of shows, a few key actors really defined his voice. Simon Templeman gave him that classic regal arrogance back in the '90s. And more recently, the legend Maurice LaMarche basically became the go-to Doom across 3 different series. This vocal consistency gave the animated version a stability his film counterpart has been sorely lacking. Okay, let's switch gears to the silver screen, where Doom's history is, well, it's a lot more complicated. This is where the struggle to adapt the character really kicks off, with each new attempt trying to reinvent the villain, often with some pretty controversial results. Think about this. In the span of about 30 years, we're on track to have had 4 different live-action Doctor Dooms. From an unreleased Roger Corman flick in the '90s, to that slick corporate version in the 2000s, to a complete reboot in 2015, there has never been a single definitive take. It's just been this revolving door of actors and interpretations. And this right here perfectly illustrates the core problem. The 2 big film versions couldn't be more different because they both fundamentally misunderstood what makes him cool. They stripped away his royalty, his country, and his mystical side, trying to ground him as either some corporate rival or a jealous programmer. They tried to fit him into a standard superhero movie box, and in doing so, they lost what made him Doom. So it really begs the question, why did filmmakers feel this need to flatten such a complex character? Animation consistently embraced all sides of him, the regal leader, the scientist, and the sorcerer, while Hollywood seemed convinced that audiences just couldn't handle the real Victor Von Doom. It's the central puzzle of his whole on-screen legacy. But here's the thing. While the films were struggling, there was another medium where Doctor Doom wasn't just respected, he was dominant. So let's jump into the world of video games, where Doom finally got to be the final boss he was always meant to be. So here's the crucial point. Game developers didn't try to reinvent Doom. They just leaned into everything that made him great in the comics, his overwhelming power, his genius-level intelligence, and his iconic armor. They celebrated him. And in doing so, they created some of his absolute best and most memorable adaptations. His rise in gaming is almost like a strategic conquest. He started out as the final boss in one of the earliest Marvel games ever. Then he became a total fighting game icon in the Marvel vs. Capcom series. After that, he took center stage as the ultimate threat in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And finally, he achieved mainstream pop culture status with his own outfit in Fortnite. In the world of video games, Doom always wins.
So, after decades of testing grounds in animation, big struggles in film, and major triumphs in video games, it feels like all roads now lead to one place. The future, it seems, is Doom. Over 60 years. Just let that sink in for a second. That's how long this character has been adapted, readapted, and completely reimagined for audiences. More than 6 decades of trial and error across pretty much every form of media you can think of. And you have to believe that all of this history, the successes and, yep, the failures, has all been a lesson. His long and varied journey has laid the foundation for his arrival in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is pretty much the biggest stage there is. And this isn't just speculation, this is official. The fifth Avengers film is literally titled Avengers Doomsday. He's not just going to be a villain in a Fantastic Four movie, he is the endgame. He is the threat that's going to require all of Earth's mightiest heroes to get back together. Which brings us right back to our final question, with one of the world's biggest stars taking on the role, and the entire MCU saga now building towards his reign. After a 60-year journey of near misses and reinventions, the only question left is, are we about to finally witness the definitive, comics-accurate, and truly terrifying Doctor Doom we've all been waiting for?